No, you've already done it.
Okay, so how do I actually click go live?
On the Instagram tab. So I'm just going to say hello because we're live now on YouTube, by the way.
Oh, we are? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. But
Oh
we have to manually click go live on Instagram. It's just a bit weird like that. It's not seamless.
Okay, so I have to click create.
Yeah, this is on your laptop.
The story.
Say that again.
Like I'm adding a story to my IG?
No. So on your desktop.
Yeah. Okay. On my desktop.
If you go to Instagram and then click create go live, it should work that way.
Live video.
Hello guys, if you are joining right now, we are just going to sort through our technicalities because technology is always working with us. So so once we do that, we will kick off the conversation.
Okay, so it's not clicking copy. So the go live button for me is not.
It might take a little while.
Okay.
To appear on your end, but I can see that it's linked.
Okay, so it says copy the stream key and enter into your streaming software.
Hey, Root So Deep. Can you see the comments, by the way?
I can. Okay, now I'm seeing it. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I'm adding the code, Janet, the stream key code.
Well, it's funny because I can see that it's linked. I don't know from your perspective because I've only ever joined. I'm only ever the host.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can't see an option to put your stream key. Can you check, Shola, actually, if Charmaine is live? She might already be live. Because sometimes you can't see yourself live. Right? Yeah, on her Instagram.
Great.
I can't see it.
Is there a way for you to share it after
yeah, but yeah. So what can you see, Charmaine?
It's just saying go live with streaming software, copy and paste the stream key into your streaming software, which I did.
Yes.
Stream. Okay. Let me see.
And then
URL.
No, it should be stream key. And then on your actual Instagram, where you got the stream key from, you should be able to click go live from Instagram.
Yeah, that's what's blurred out.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're having some
leave and come back again.
We could try that. Do you want to leave and come back again?
Okay, leave studio and come back. Okay.
Okay. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for being patient and bearing with us. And we want to make sure that Charmaine's Instagram is connected as well. So please do bear with us. We're going to make sure we get through your questions. And there's going to be so much knowledge and just goodness that's going to come out from this conversation. And I do not want you guys to miss out. So please do bear with us. Charmaine's just going to rejoin again. And we have the questions we're going to ask her. So let me add her to the stage. Hello again.
Hi. Okay, I'm going to try this again. Oh my gosh. Yes, the stream key. Stream key is in.
Yes. And then back on Instagram. Is it still grayed out for you?
Let's see. Save changes. Yeah, let's see again. We'll do that.
For those who are in the comments, just let us know where you're from. Hey, honey, here's Jack. Hey, Miss Latkins. Good afternoon, Queen, she says.
Yeah, it's still blurred out for me.
Really? Okay, well, I know the live will be saved to me.
Okay.
To my profile.
Okay.
Yeah, they won't be able to see it, which is a shame.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I know this. I wish your husband was here to help. Like does he work in tech by day? Because I need
he works in tech.
I need tech support. I'm in public health.
So what can you see, Charmaine, on the Instagram website on your desktop?
It's just the keys, but the go live part is blurred out. And it's
Yeah.
only on the desktop, you're saying that I can
Yeah,
do.
on the desktop.
Really? Okay, yeah. Because on the desktop, it's like giving me the keys. Because even so, if I go, yeah, here it's not going to work if I go live from my phone.
Not using her phone, right? She can just go live on the phone then. Not ask her to go live on the phone.
You
by
could
herself.
go live on your phone by yourself. I
That
just,
way her followers.
or maybe I can just do it on my phone simultaneously, just so we have something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
So that way her followers at least can watch her live.
Yeah. But can I go on live twice on my phone? It's just gonna work.
Because I could just hold up my phone and go live.
Should we try that?
Just so that her followers have a chance.
Yeah, we could. So give me one moment. Let me just put up my phone.
Sure. It's a bit
Well, yeah. I realize that next time I'm gonna have to troubleshoot a bit earlier. So, I can put my phone here. We'll work it out. Yeah, because I see that you're live on Instagram. Okay, so let me see. I could go live. Okay.
It's so weird because I can see that you have a guest destination from Charmaine, which says you are now live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I paid for this app and it's not working. What is StreamYard doing?
Okay, so I am live on my phone.
Do you want to request for me to join?
Okay, and how do you do that?
Oh, I can see.
What is StreamYard doing?
I can.
Okay, so
request to join her live. Request to join.
Hi, everyone. I am here with you midday in the States. And so I'm here with Janet, and we're having some tech issues because I'm like online with Janet Davies,
Yeah.
based in London. And so we're going to do a live on hair health. I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey. So we have some questions. Hi, everyone.
So I sent a request to you, by the way.
Accept. Yes. So you should be in.
Okay. I think we're almost there. Have you got it? Yes. Oh, thank you so much. So let me mute myself so that it's not going to echo. Okay. So thank you so much for joining, honestly. I hope you can hear me okay.
Yes, I hear you perfectly. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, thank you so much for joining. As part of the Hair Growth Revolution, I wanted to just make sure that we get some great experts in there, levels of expertise, just to learn a bit more, because healthy hair is a sign of good overall health. So I really wanted to, kind of buttress some information from some amazing girls like yourself, Charmaine. So thank you so much for the opportunity. So if you would just like to introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you, Janet. So I am Charmaine. I'm based in New York City. I live in Queens. I'm a native New Yorker.
Okay.
And my passion is public health. So during the day, I work in public health, mostly health policy. I work to prevent diet-related diseases. So it's very much tied to what I'm doing on social media. And so, I started building wellness with charms during the pandemic. And so a little bit of background, right? I did my master's studies in England, where I got a master's degree in global public health nutrition in London. And I started working in public health, and I moved back to New York City right before the pandemic shut down.
Okay.
And so when I moved back,
I supported COVID-19. I was mostly remote. And I always had a hobby of creating healthy recipes. So because I was in this shutdown and everybody was creating, right? Some people wrote books. Everyone had their different like passion hobbies that they were, working on. But I was creating juices and healthy recipes, and I started to record myself. And so this started, look at myself over here. So this started during the, like I said, pandemic shutdown, where I was doing juices, smoothies, and Instagram started their reels. So when Instagram started their reels, I was like, you know what, I'm going to record myself and put up the recipes in the caption, because everyone was asking me, what is the recipe to that smoothie that you made that morning? Because I was always posting to my stories.
Okay.
And so, that started, and I started going viral.
I definitely, because you were always on my TL, I remember.
Yes. My smoothies and my juices started going viral with millions of views and loads of thousands of people of saving it, reposting, people giving me loads of reviews on my juices and smoothies. And so it really kind of blew up. And so now I have nearly 400,000 followers.
Come on.
Across my platforms.
And that's amazing.
So Instagram, I cross-promoted my videos on TikTok, Pinterest, and Pinterest, what people forget about. I'm also on Pinterest. And Threads now. So now Threads is I'm also on Threads. I'm not really on YouTube. It's the space that I'm, interested in exploring, but I'm not really there. But so that's how I sort of got my start with Wellness with Charms and creating this community, online community.
So I know you mentioned a lot about your juicing, but let's lean more into like kind of like your public health. What actually inspired you to kind of pursue a career in that? Because I don't see many of us, brown skin, dark skin, kind of in that space. So it's really interesting to me, how you ended up even pursuing that kind of career.
Do you know what? I pursued a career in public health because of the family history that I had of diseases. So many people in my family had hypertension, diabetes, high cholesterol, right? Like all different types of problems. And they weren't necessarily like older people. And then when you see people that you love suffering from all these diseases, and it's making it hard for them to like do their day to day. So I saw firsthand what it was like to have diabetes and need insulin every day, or, be taking all these medications every day. Seeing people that you love have a stroke, for example, right?
I can even imagine
survive many heart attacks before they're even like, while they're young. Because to me, if you're having a heart attack in your 50s, that's a young have a heart attack.
No, that's so true.
So seeing that motivated me to pursue a career in public health, because I was interested in, having an impact in that space, especially seeing loads of, communities of color suffering from this most.
100%.
And then not knowing how to manage it, like not knowing what to do. Like if they had diabetes, they're still like eating the wrong things, not taking care of themselves. So that motivated me to do more of the policy work. But I obviously maintain, Wellness with Charms to sort of share out to the public.
No, that's amazing.
That you could eat healthy affordably.
Yes. Yeah. That's a big one. You can
prevent disease through food.
No, that's so good.
And lifestyle change.
No, that's so good. So I guess, was there a kind of like a specific moment that you realized the connection between overall health, hydration, hair growth, overall health in general? Because I know you mentioned, like people in your family, like was there a specific moment?
Yeah, so I would say when my grandmother that practically raised me growing up had diabetes, and she had a lot of diet-related diseases, when I saw her going to the nutritionist,
Mm.
And she would come home with this list of foods that she should and should not be eating because she has all these issues. That really made the connection for me between health and food.
Okay.
Of like, okay, diet to what I'm eating is directly impacting my health and how I feel. And so it was that moment where, I at a young age, started really paying attention to what I was eating.
Oh, wow. That's really good. Because I feel like a lot of people, it takes them a whole long time to realize that connection. And it's so important. But no, thank you for sharing. So how would you say then, because, you know, obviously my community, we're all about natural hair, Afro hair, and being hydrated is one of the key ways to maintain healthy hair. So how would you say then is the best way for us to be hydrated?
Yeah, I would. You know, the obvious answer is drink loads of water. But to stay hydrated, it's also the fruits and vegetables you're eating too. The fruits that have high concentration of water, and so that's a lot of your like citrusy fruits, high in vitamin C, high in minerals. You also have, hydrating vegetables like tomatoes, for example, and so adding these fruits and vegetables that have high water content is nourishing for our hair and also our skin.
100%.
And so that's important to incorporate because you can drink loads of water, and then the person drinking loads of water may be eating McDonald's, right? So pairing the water with dehydrating fruits and vegetables is key to a balanced sort of combination.
So I guess, would you say then, can juicing specifically be used to kind of improve scalp health, hair growth, bodily health?
Absolutely. So juicing is my thing. Juicing is a way that you could get loads of minerals and vitamins. And so when you think about hair health, what are the key vitamins that could help with that? And so a lot of people don't really know specifically what micronutrients they should be paying attention to. And so that's things like vitamin A, vitamin C. You'll hear a lot of people saying the hair, skin, nail vitamins are vitamin C and E. And so you have other B vitamins that are great for your hair, which you get from meats, but then also some vegetables. And so I would say juicing gives you a high amount of nutrients in one glass. Yeah. Because you're able to juice a variety of fruits that are high in all of these micronutrients into one recipe. Yeah. And so, for example, if I juice beets with pineapple, and let's say pomegranate, I have a juice that's high in B vitamins, vitamin C to absorb the nutrients. And it's not only good for my hair, but also my skin as well. Yeah. So that's why juicing is great. There is this myth about juicing overall that, it's good, it's high in sugar. Yeah. Like there's some negative things out there. Yeah. Yeah, about juicing. Yeah. So one thing that's not true is that it's not good. So juicing is great because it gives you that amount of nutrients. It's such a high nutrient content because of the amount of fruits and vegetables that's in it. And you can combine both fruit and vegetable. Otherwise, people are not really eating as much fruits and vegetables as they should throughout the day. So it's such a good way to like pack it in. Yeah. No, that's true. I find myself whenever I'm like, you know what, I just can't be able to eat a salad. I can't be able to physically eat these greens. I'm always running to my blender, to my Ninja, and just juicing it, or blending it, sorry. So even if I make like a smoothie or whatever it is, because sometimes you just can't be bothered to actually just eat that amount of vegetables and fruit in one sitting. It's just a lot easier to drink it, right? It is a lot easier to drink. And so one thing we want to be mindful of is the sugar content, even though this is fructose and it's good sugar, 4 to 6 ounces, if you're making juice raw yourself, because I think that is one of the misconceptions, that it's full of sugar and it's not good. So it's full of nutrients, but yes, we have some concerns about sugar, but portion control is key.
Of course.
So that is one thing that a lot of people have comments on when I'm sharing these juices. Like, you don't have to drink 16 ounces in one sitting. You'll still get the nutrient content and all of the healthy benefits from, a 6 ounce glass, portion.
So then that kind of goes into my next question. I know you did cover it a little bit before. What would you then say are like the key nutrients that you would suggest for people who are trying to, max out hair growth and just creating their body to have an environment for healthy hair growth?
So that's a good question. I did touch on the nutrients, and so I listed them out to remember myself. So we have vitamin A,
yes,
which you could get from things that are more like orangey red. So if you remember that color, things like sweet potato, carrots, mango, pumpkin, apricot. So that color is more of the vitamin A. Vitamin and all the B vitamins. And so this is why when people go vegan, and veganism is fine, right? No matter how your choice of diet is. But a lot of vegan diets that lack meat are low in vitamin B.
Okay.
And which is great for hair health. And so oftentimes when they're deficient in vitamin B, their hair starts to thin. So it's important, if you are vegan, to maybe take a supplement or eat things like peanuts, brown rice, mushrooms, but all your B vitamins, which includes B7, which is biotin. So you have a lot of people who take biotin supplements. Your folate, B12, which is found in a lot of meats, but also can be found in like dairy products. And if you are vegan, there's a lot of like fortified cereals, as well as like fortified non-dairy milk. So sometimes, if you're more into the almond or the soy, you could find a brand that fortifies that milk and these nutrients. So the B vitamins are important for thickness because, like I said, the vegans that are not getting enough B vitamins, unless they're mindful and they're taking supplements, they might see their hair thinning a little bit and wonder why. Vitamin C, because that helps us absorb the other nutrients. So that's all of our citrusy fruits, our oranges. To add some lemon juice to your water. Even peppers are high in vitamin C, so cooking with red and green peppers. So vitamin C is important. Vitamin E, like I mentioned, was known as like the hair, skin, nail vitamin.
No, it's really good. We even use like pure vitamin E in our products as well, because it's just so nourishing as well.
Absolutely. And foods like avocado, which we all love, high in vitamin
I love me
E.
an avocado.
Yes, a lot of oils that you cook with, maybe high in vitamin E. Seeds, almonds, high in vitamin E. So vitamin E is a good one. So we want to really pay attention to adding vitamin E to our diets. That's a lot of dark leafy greens too. To add to your smoothies. And then iron.
That's a big one. Hair? No, it's a big one.
Right. So iron carries oxygen to our hair follicles, which helps it grow. So a lot of women who are deficient in iron and maybe anemic may see, their hair not growing or they're seeing, issues with hair loss. So iron deficiency is probably tied to that.
100%.
So as women, that go through our menstrual cycle every month, and during that time, our iron levels may be very low. That is a nutrient that we need to pay attention to.
100%.
So we get that from meats and eggs, but obviously there's a lot of dark leafy greens that are high in iron, kale and collard greens. Enriched breads and pasta have iron. Beans as well for, meat and non-meat eaters. So beans are high in iron too. And so I will end it with that. And one thing I did notice when I was living in Europe, and I know you're based in Europe, but when I was living in Europe, one thing I noticed was my hair did start to thin.
Really? That's interesting.
Because I didn't know that your water was so treated with minerals.
Oh my goodness. Goodness
so,
gracious.
Yeah, as you know, so if you have Afro hair, if you're living in Europe, like my hair got so brittle and it wasn't hydrating. Like something was going on with my hair. So I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I didn't know you needed like a special faucet.
Yes. Literally, our whole house has like a whole water softener treatment like system because we can't deal with it. Like even with your skin, your hair, everything, like hard water now. Like if I go out and I like have a shower, I'm like, I need to go home. Because
right, your water is so hard, right? Because it's treated with all those minerals, which it's great for your nails. But what I realized, like the hair was not something was, and then on top of that, I was not taking I wasn't taking my daily nutrient, the daily supplement.
Yeah.
So I was probably like low in vitamin D. Like, so
the weather doesn't help, does it? Right now, it's literally pitch black.
Water. I was like, this. So I know now. I know.
So you're not coming back then?
When I come back, I know.
Oh no, that's so good. So I know you actually touched on, like people in your family kind of like having different ailments and things like that then. So then how would you say then physical health, like managing chronic conditions is also tied to affecting hair growth as well? Like, is there a link? What should we be looking out for?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question because there are a lot of medications. Like if you are diabetic, there are a lot of medications that cause hair thinning. And then people don't realize, like, why is my hair thinning? Like I used to have thick, luscious hair, and it's probably tied to the medication you're taking, and that's a side effect. So when you have multiple diagnoses and you're taking multiple medications, that could cause hair loss. You could, and obviously that's where it's important to then focus on eating the foods that are high nutrients that's good for hair growth and thickness, as well as, taking maybe like a daily supplement if you find it hard for yourself to meet all your nutritional needs. So I would say that is probably the biggest issue when you do have a chronic disease that you're managing. No,
that's so true. It's actually scary because I've released my masterclass recently and I had a whole section based on, inflammation and like different medications. And as I was doing my research, I was just so shocked to see like even things like birth control, all these things, it really does affect with hair growth. And a lot of people don't know that, they'll just be, taking the medication as prescribed, as doctors or whatever, but not knowing that there are so many different side effects. So it's, as you said, it's so important to, try to heal yourself from within, eating the right foods, drinking the right juices and all that good stuff. So no, I definitely agree with that. So then what would you then say for beginners, especially, because I know a lot of people may be very new to juicing. What would you say are kind of simple, easy to make juice recipes that support hair growth and overall hair health?
Yeah, I would say simply like if you pair juices high in like vitamin C. So when I say juices, so fruits and vegetables high in vitamin C. Paired with maybe a fruit or a vegetable that is high in vitamin A, for example. What a good example is an apple, carrot, pineapple juice. So that is a great example because pineapples are so rich in nutrients, high in vitamin C. They add a sweetness to the juice. And then you have carrots that's so rich in vitamin A. And pairing it with the apple just sort of balances out the earthy flavor of the carrot. And so there you have a really good tasting juice that's diverse in nutrients. That will support and not only hair but also skin. That's also a great skin recipe. So I'll probably call it my glowing skin juice.
So are we gonna have a recipe soon then so we can share it?
And then also thinking about smoothies, right? Because when we mentioned the importance of vitamin E for hair growth and like iron, right? Like putting spinach in your smoothies. And I've also started sharing avocados in smoothies, which sound weird, but it's great. Like
I've actually never tried an avocado smoothie, I'm gonna have to after this video.
Yes, it is like you get the smoothest smoothie. So it's like so creamy, but you have the potassium, you have the vitamin E, you have all the nutrients from the avocado, and you could throw in some spinach or kale that's high in nutrients. You put banana, maybe add some berries or something for like fiber.
Yeah.
And you have a filling breakfast smoothie, and you have all those nutrients in that smoothie and ingredients that support hair health.
No, that's amazing. So, I mean, I have a question, you know, what are the best fruits and vegetables or superfoods to prioritize? But I feel like you've already covered that, to be honest. So things like things that are high in vitamin A, vitamin C, and your B vitamins. So apple, if I remember, apple, carrot, pineapples, spinach, avocados.
Yeah.
We're making that tonight.
Salmon. So, and then when you look at the different seafoods, tuna, salmon is things that are high in the omega-3 fatty acids as well.
Yeah.
Egg yolk for the B vitamins. A lot of people think the egg yolk is bad. Oh, it's high in cholesterol. It's actually not cholesterol that will negatively affect your blood.
Okay.
So that's a misconception. Egg yolk is great. All of the nutrients are in egg yolk. That's where the vitamin D is. That is where the B vitamins are, is in the yolk of the egg. So eating is great. It's very nutritious. You also get your protein. And loads of legumes and beans, right?
Okay.
Nuts, beans, all of your, like we mentioned, all the citrus fruits are great. Even things like, if you're not a meat eater, mushrooms is really great. So there's a lot of creators doing really creative things with mushrooms. If you're
I've seen that.
Need any ideas.
Yeah. No, I've seen that recently, and I've not really been much of a mushroom fan, but of late I've been trying to introduce them to my diet, definitely.
Yeah, and it's sometimes easiest to maybe start with throwing it in a stir fry.
Yeah.
then you can move up from there. But just like that's a good way to get a lot of like the vegetables, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think we did cover like the key nutrients and then some of the foods where you could get the nutrients.
No, that's so helpful. Thank you. So then I guess you kind of already covered it, but it's just on like myths and misconceptions when it comes to juicing. So then what would you then say are the common misconceptions about juicing that you just like to debunk right now?
Yes. Yeah, that's a good question. So yeah, I did mention a little bit about like the high sugar content.
Yeah.
Of people thinking, oh, juice is so high in sugar. Oh, I can't. If I'm gonna drink that, I may have issues with my blood sugar levels. So no, that's not the case. If you drink 20 ounces of juice a day, you may have issues. But making your juice raw and homemade is much better than store bought with all the added sugars.
Okay.
So no, the juice and sugar won't negatively affect you. But if you do not practice portion control, it may be a problem. So you want to have about 4 to 6 ounces a day.
So
that's
everything in moderation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a healthy serving. So watching the portion size of the juice. Now, so this isn't really a myth. It's actually true that there's not a lot of fiber in juice because it's the way that it's broken down. The fruits and vegetables. Okay, that's kind of true. Because unlike smoothies, smoothies are just blending. You're just blending the fruit and vegetable to make a smoothie. So the smoothie is going to be high in nutrients and fiber. However, the juice, the way that the fruits and vegetables are broken down to create a juice, it will be less in fiber because it's broken down a little bit. So not all the fiber is lost, but there will be some fiber lost in the process. So that is true. So both juices and smoothies are a great way to get key nutrients in your diet. Because like mentioned, how else will you have berries, avocado, spinach, and all these things in one day? You can have it for breakfast in a smoothie, and it's all there in one glass. And like some of the juice recipes that I share on my Instagram, like I couldn't imagine eating up like some pineapple, carrot, all this stuff throughout the day, and I can make a juice with those things. Yeah, and it's in one glass. And so there's definitely a benefit to your health in doing this and eating fruits and vegetables in this way. But But yeah, so that's a myth it's worth debunking. You know, the sugar and juice won't negatively impact you unless you are not practicing portion control.
No, I'm so happy you touched on that, because I guess a lot of people, you know, kind of are intimidated by eating clean, eating well, because it's so easy to just kind of like run to McDonald's or KFC or Burger King or whatever and get your meal.
Right.
Not knowing that there are ways that you can incorporate health without breaking the bank, without spending hours doing X, Y, and Z. You can literally make a juice or a smoothie, right? So then what would you actually say then for beginners, those who are overwhelmed by that idea of juicing, what kind of advice would you give them, you know, how to start small?
Yeah, I would say first buy a juicer that's of good quality and affordable. So I am currently using a juicer that's kind of pricey because I've been doing this for a few years, and I have a lot of partnerships with these companies. So right now I'm using a juicer that's about $500 to $600, which is a lot for some. And you don't need the juice to be that expensive. So there are plenty of juicers that you could use, that you can find on Amazon, that are affordable. And so finding a good quality cold press juicer.
Okay.
So I would say starting with cold press because the juices last longer.
Okay, so there are different types of juices. Are they hot pressed or cold? What's the difference?
Yeah, so there's one that's called like masticating juicer. There's like loads of different options.
This is interesting.
So I would say opt for choosing the cold press style because your juices can last 3 to 5 days after you make them.
Okay.
So it's just worth a little bit more. It's more bang for your buck.
Okay.
It's not, the juice isn't going off within like a day or two. You don't need to drink it immediately. You could literally sip on it throughout the week. It lasts 3 to 5 days. So I would first recommend an affordable, good quality cold press juicer. And then starting with fruits and vegetables that are affordable that you typically like. I think pineapples are great. In my experience of using different fruits and vegetable combinations, pineapples are great because of their high vitamin C content and other antioxidant properties, and then the natural sweetness it adds to a juice. So whether you want to go and pair it with something that's a little bit more earthy, like carrots, which is a great combination, or beets. The ABC juice is a viral juice that tastes really good.
ABC, apple.
Carrots.
Okay, I'm adding it to the list.
Very good. So juicing beets is really something that I like to do on a weekly basis because it is so high in nutrients. It is so good, full of antioxidants, but then also rich in the B vitamins. It's good for us women who have iron issues, men and women. But if you have iron issues and what if you're anemic? Drinking juices made from beets is really good. And then you pair it with like a fruit or vegetable high in vitamin C. Delicious. Amazing. So I would say, starting with a good
it sounds like
juicer.
I need a juice right now.
I know. But yeah. So I think there are loads of juices that I share on my page to give people ideas of different like combinations that they can use. There's different like green juices that I've shared, beet juices, juices high in vitamin C, because this time of year where our immunity needs a real boost.
Yeah.
You know, adding ginger to your juices is really good for immunity support. But yeah, and like I said, most of the juices is not only good for your hair, but also your skin. But adding the fruits and vegetables high in vitamin C is so good for your skin. Not to brag, people think I'm in my 20s, I'm in my early 30s. And it's because of all of the...
No, we love it. You could have fooled me, girl, I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no, that's such great advice, honestly. I guess I have a question actually on how can people, you know, who are viewing this use kind of like your insights in public health to make better decisions about their overall wellness, including hair care?
Yeah, I just feel as if hair care and beyond, when you start making these lifestyle changes, you'll see your health improving. You'll see
100%
that your energy levels are much higher. Your mood is much better. You are taking control of your health when you make better decisions each day.
I love
and
that.
So a side effect of that is seeing your hair grow, and your skin glow, and you having the energy to get up and move and work out and do and be in a better mood throughout the day. It's all dictated by how you're starting your day and what you're putting in your body. And so that definitely is tied to public health, because I view food as medicine.
Yes,
and
100%.
I definitely think that food prevents disease. And so I am an advocate for lifestyle change and holistic ways to feel and get better.
No, that's so good.
I believe in the power of medicine still, but I'm very holistic, and I think first starting there, and then if you need medication, yes. But what you put in your body, you'll see ways of difference in your health, your physical health, how you look on the outside.
No, I love that, because honestly, I get a lot of questions, especially when it comes to hair care. And oftentimes I give advice on great products, but products will only ever bring out the beauty that is already from within. So I'm always encouraging people to look at ways in their lifestyle, whether it's their diet, stress, whatever it is, figure out these things, because they're more important than you think. A lot of these things are underrated, so underrated.
Stress and hair loss are definitely tied.
You're telling me?
Stress, and when you're under a lot of stress, a lot of folks, men and women, they see their hair thinning. You know, their hair starts to thin. And we forget about men sometimes, because sometimes they keep their hair low, but you'll start to see their hair thinning if they're constantly under a lot of stress, whether it's work related or at home, whatever the issues may be. But that is so important for hair health.
No, that's so true.
And the amount of sleep that we're getting to causes issues. And so that's directly connected to our physical appearance on the outside, our mood as well. So that is so important. So sleep and stress.
You're telling me. I got 2 kids, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
But your hair looks great still.
Because I don't snack on regardless of what I'm going through in life, I won't ever snack on my nutrition or my physical exercise. I'm really keen on making sure that even if I'm going through stress, I'm trying my best to manage it. But some things are inevitable. If you have a baby and they're only sleeping for 2 hours, what are you going to do? But you have to look at other ways, making sure you're eating right, getting as much activity as you can, and just whatever, if you pray, meditate, whatever it is, just finding a way to manage it. I think it's really important. So it goes to show that even if you're stressed, you can have healthy hair, but all of these factors contribute to each other. But no.
Yeah. So imagine being under a lot of stress and being deficient in all these nutrients that we discussed.
It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So then what would then be your final advice you would give to anyone who's kind of wanting to support their health, through nutrition and hydration? Any final words?
Yeah, so my final words are follow Wellness with Charms.
Yes.
Janet.
Yes.
You'll get all the tips there on how to grow your hair naturally, what you should be eating. But I would say yes, there's plenty of people online who are actually qualified in the tips that they're giving people and the advice that they're sharing online. For ideas. So if you're looking to eat healthier, you're like, you know what, I can't be having McDonald's for dinner every day. There are plenty of creators online that are showing you ways to eat healthy on a budget. If you're looking to juice and you don't know where to start, people ask me all the time, what juicer do you use? I'm sharing the links with them. If you're looking for recipes, it's all on my page. And so, yeah, I would say starting small and following people that are aligned with your mission.
No, that's so good. So where can we find you for those that are looking to juice?
On Instagram.
So you're on Instagram.
Yes, on Instagram, TikTok a little bit.
Me too. I'm like, I feel like
Pinterest and
TikTok
Threads.
is like for the Gen Zs, but I'm still trying to, as a millennial, still trying to blend in, making sure I don't look too old.
Yeah, TikTok, it's just too much. And then, like, once I get a hang of TikTok, because I'm there on TikTok, you know, I have a little community on TikTok. But then there's going to be another platform that people are on.
I know, never ending.
For now, that's where I am.
So all at the same at Wellness with Charms.
Yes,
great.
Wellness with Charms. Yeah, but thanks.
No, thank you so much for kind of, giving us your insight and your knowledge. I know a lot of people are going to, take notes and be juicing even from today. So we've heard the ABC juice, apple, beets, and carrots, okay? If you're struggling with hair issues, we're going to be making that juice together. I'm also going to be sharing all my stories. But no, thank you so much for sharing your story and just kind of like your background as to how you even got into public health, because a lot of people, especially in our community, struggle with long-term illnesses and they don't know kind of where to go or how to even prevent them in the first place. So I'm so happy that you even touched, on the whole, how your lifestyle, your diet contributes to your overall health. And that's something that I truly am passionate for as well. So it's been a joy to kind of like just chat with you and, learn about what you do a little bit more. But no, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Janet. This was great. Thank you so much. We're going to definitely connect soon.
No, definitely. When I'm in New York, I'm going to be hitting you up, okay?
Yeah. Likewise for when I'm in London.
Yeah, for sure. Don't be a stranger. All right, then.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good evening.
You too.
Okay. So thank you so much for joining everyone on this whole body wellness series that we've started. You've heard it exactly, from Charmaine. Very simple and easy ways to up your nutrition. Juicing in smoothies. We truly don't have any excuses when it comes to, being deficient in nutrients. The tools are at play. Like we can literally find recipes. Definitely go out and check out her page at Wellness with Charms on Instagram and TikTok. She's got literally so many recipes. You will not be bored, okay? So yeah, at Amira Naturals, we strive to kind of give everyone the education to grow out longer, strong, and healthy hair. We don't want to just offer you great products. We want to teach you to kind of like be in control, take back the power of growing healthy hair into your hands, because good hair health, okay, is a sign of good overall health from within. So a lot of the times when we're deficient in the nutrients, when we're so stressed, when we're sleep deprived, it's going to show in our hair. So I really want to encourage you all to take your health seriously, because your hair is going to thank you, your skin's going to thank you, your nails going to thank you, your children are going to thank you when you pass on some great genetics. And when you're 80 and 90 years old and you can still, squat and dance and you're just still active, you're going to thank yourself for taking your health seriously. So yeah, I really feel, just inspired, because especially in our community, Black, brown, like we have such a high prevalence of different diseases, as Charmaine says, like diabetes, high blood pressure, people having strokes, and that shouldn't be our portion anymore. We should be able as a community to truly have good health. So with that being said, I'm here to also announce that, of course, we have our Black Friday sale going on still right now. But how many hours do we have left, Shola?
24 hours.
We've got 24 hours to go. So if you haven't, and you're hearing it here, okay, we will not have a sale again. Okay, you're gonna hear it. You're hearing it here, because every single time we have a sale, we always get people asking us, once the sale has ended, like, I missed it. What can I do? You heard it here now. You're hearing it. Use the code BF20. That's BF20 at checkout on mineralnaturals.com and grab your favorite hair growth products. Okay. These products are viral for a reason. So, of course, I'm always going to recommend my beloved Tangle Slayer, because once you try this bad boy, okay, you're going to become addicted, okay? Addicted. This is almost like a relaxer in a bottle without even going through the whole chemical process. It makes your hair feel like silk, feel like butter, so you can detangle. Like, for me, the key thing when it comes to natural hair, that irritates me the most is tangles, okay? And this is why the Tangle Slayer is such an important product, because it truly helps your hair feel amazing. I want to take the stress out of your wash day. I want you to enjoy being natural again. So this Tangle Slayer, again, at the cheapest of the year, use the code BF20. So you've had it here first, 24 hours to go till we close up shop at ominonaturals.com. So run, do not walk. And I don't think there are any questions. Oh, Kimberly C said she missed it. So this is all recorded. It's going to be posted on live on YouTube and also on Instagram. So go ahead and find us there as well. So if you're looking for the recap.
Yeah, you have questions on Instagram and YouTube.
I can't see the Instagram ones. I might have to scroll up.
Yeah, I'm leaving soon.
So. Okay, so if you do have questions, send us an email, hello@ominonaturals.com. But thank you so much for joining. I hope you learned something and you're going to start your juicing and your smoothie journey and overall just road to healthy hair and healthy body. So thank you guys. And don't forget to shop ominonaturals.com, BF20. That's BF20. Bye for now.